Are you no longer having fun following the same techniques cut after cut? Does every haircut feel the same, which makes every day feel like the same? If so, I think I may have some answers that could help you, because these are the top 5 skills you need to master as a barber.
Why are we the sickest brand in the world?
In the simplest terms, sota.
Sota, 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 sota.
I chose these 5 topics because I feel like that's what's really helped me in my business, and I hope to pass that knowledge forward to you. Number 1, precision cutting. Number 2, sectioning. Number 3, understanding suitability. Number 4, open communication with your clients. And number 5, sales and marketing. Okay, let's get into precision cutting. Precision cutting is a very technical, detail-oriented approach to cutting hair, where every section, line, and angle is used to determine exactly what you're gonna do with that haircut. Obviously, fades are still gonna be the bread and butter in our industry, but I think it's better to adapt instead of getting left behind. I want you to think about what exactly it is that you're doing with that haircut, because at the end of the day, it's not about how much hair you're taking off the head, but it's about how much you're leaving on while still making it look good and suitable for that client. Precision cutting is about control, consistency, and intention. Let me give you guys an example of how precision-based cutting changed my workflow. There was one instance in the shop where a client had come in with longer hair and he wanted to go from really long hair to a super short skin fade. And I was in the habit of always doing the fade first and then coming to the top to cut the hair. But what had happened was, because of all that hair that was hiding his head shape and irregularities and indents or any bumps in his head, I wasn't able to assess what his head shape was really like. And when I started the fade and debulked all the hair, it was too late to put the hair back on his head, and I'd noticed that his occipital bone was protruding more than the average. In instances like that, it's very hard to come back from, because you've already removed all the hair. So what are you gonna do now? You kind of just have to fix that mistake. What precision-based cutting does is it allows you to assess every single head zone, isolate it, separate it, and it gives you a proper approach of being able to attack that haircut. It's benefited me greatly, because now I'm able to give the client what they want. I don't remember the last time I've messed up on a haircut because of this approach, and the end result always turns out the exact same way that you visualized it from the start. Now let's get into sectioning. Hair should be divided into very clean sections in a methodical way, because this is gonna prevent you from eyeballing or just having to guess where to cut the hair. This is your blueprint, and this is what's gonna keep you from feeling overwhelmed when attacking that haircut. Based on the haircut that's being provided, you will section the head respective to its head zones, and this is gonna ensure that you have a lot of balance and symmetry throughout your haircut. Here are the most common examples of some sections that you've seen before. A radial section will separate the back of the head from the front and the sides. Parietal section will separate the sides from the top, and a profile section will separate the head into its 2 most natural halves. Now let's talk about understanding suitability. This is what's separating the best, most elite barbers from the average. Suitability is actually the art of crafting a hairstyle based on that person's vibe, lifestyle, and just overall who they are as a person. The concept of suitability has a lot to do with understanding someone's face and head shape. These are the 6 face shapes that we look at to consider what haircut would be best suited for that client. We have oval, round, square, rectangular, diamond, and heart. Let me explain to you guys why I think this is important. So when considering suitability and you're looking at a, let's say, square face shape, what you don't want to do is add even more squareness for their haircut. Basically, a general rule of thumb is whatever that face shape is, you want to offset that shape by adding something that's almost like the opposite of it. So to give you a good example, I have a square face shape. I would never choose to get something more boxy for my haircut, because it's just gonna be like I'm putting a box on top of another box. It's not gonna complement my face, and what I actually need is something more round to offset the squareness of my face. What that's gonna do is actually provide more movement, more texture, and something that's more suitable for me. A couple of other factors you can consider outside of face and head shape are behaviors of the hair. Some things may include things like cowlicks or trickier areas, hair density. All these different factors play a vital role into your decision-making skills when it comes to choosing a suitable hairstyle. If you guys have more questions about suitability and face and head shapes, Comment below if you want to hear more about it, and we'll talk about it in another video. Let's get into open communication with your clients. What we do as barbers is basically make people look and feel like the best version of themselves. I think a lot of barbers fail to recognize that we're in this game of understanding human psychology and how your client thinks and how each person is different and how every person has different wants, and it's your job to listen to those wants and needs and then provide them with your professional expertise on what you think would suit them the best. The whole idea of open communication is so that you, paired with your expertise, can match the client with what they desire and what they're looking for. This gives you the best chance of getting them back into your chair, supporting your business, and you guys can both mutually benefit this way. Let me give you an example. It's almost like going to the dentist, because that's something everyone feels a little intimidated by or a little uncomfortable with. But if that dentist is really good at their job, they're gonna make you feel comfortable in their chair, which relieves any sort of anxiety or worry and will probably get you going back to that dentist again and again. To improve your communication with your client, we use this concept known as a consultation. This is gonna allow you to understand what they're looking for and also understand what they're not looking for. So a good tip I can give you is to just simply ask them, what are 3 things they like about their hair and 3 things they dislike about their hair. This gives you a good baseline to work with, and it minimizes any room for error. The last and most important skill to master as a barber is sales and marketing. Being your own salesperson is the only way you're gonna get busy. Unless you're putting yourself out there, who's really buying your product? Promote yourself for people to find you and use the power of social media, because you're never really as big as you think you are. Post that video, post that haircut. I know we're all really hard on ourselves, but I think it's really important to get into the habit of just putting your work out there. For me, what has really helped when it's come to posting on Instagram, posting on TikTok, is the influx of clients I've seen. And you're always gonna wanna keep this consistent baseline of new clients coming into your business so that you have room to increase your price, take time off, have a consistent schedule, be able to forecast your upcoming schedule or your upcoming months, because you now have this book of reoccurring clients. I think what's really important with our socials is, regardless of where you are, people can find you. Let me give you guys an example of how social media has helped me and my business. We've been open for about 2 months now, and we've consistently been posting 3 to 4 times a day. We went from 0 followers to 10,000 followers. Even though we're in an isolated location, we're still a really busy shop. These are one of the many examples I can provide to you that should tell you to keep posting, because consistency is more important than anything else. Obviously, don't just post any haircut. Spend the time, invest in your skills, better your craft so that you can be proud of what you're putting out into the world. For me, social media has helped immensely because it's allowed new clients to come into my chair without me really ever having to step out of my business and physically hand out business cards. Because if you think about it, as much as we get down on ourselves about getting 200, 300, 400 views on a video, that's 400 new people that you've been able to reach without actually handing out a business card. And if you, like, I don't know if you've seen those videos of rooms filled with 400 different people, that's a lot of people that you're reaching. I hope I've helped you with this information and you can take this back to your businesses and start practicing these skills. If you have any questions or topics you want to talk about next, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, guys, I wish you the best, and I'll see you in the next video.